Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final race of the JROC season, race number 7 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We are under the lights for 49 laps in the season finale decider. It is a 2-point gap between Aiden Burkhart and Jay Jefferson, and 5 points back to Alex Kraft. That will be the battle we'll watch today here at Atlanta, but 14 drivers, the 14 drivers here before the beginning of the season, the RBSDS coming up in just a few short weeks. We'll see what will happen there, but let's go down trackside for the final command of the season for the JROC.
Drivers, start your engines!
With the engines fired, that is Aiden Burkhart, your points leader on the pole, and Jay Jefferson behind him in second. Aiden and Jay are separated by just one position. Alex Kraft could get the championship if he wins this race. Right now, the drivers, if they win the race, are these top three. If any of the top three wins the race, they are the JROC champions. You also have Jacob Edson and Blake Maurice, 61 points. They are 10 points behind Aiden Burkhart. 11 points back, Sebastian Kukulon. And the rest there, you see Ryan Butcher and Kalen Nosler. They're a bit too far back for them to really have a straight shot at the championship, but they are still in the threat. The bottom six of Chandler Maurice, Carson Bowers, Diego Yepes, Peter Onjek, Tim Foster, and Zachary DeLello do not have a mathematical chance. They are out of this championship. They are just running to fill out the field and try to do what they can this race. But it will be 49 laps with Aiden Burkhart in the 18 and Jay Jefferson in the 21 up in front. If you remember at Auto Club back in week number 3 of the JROC, these guys were the duel to the end, but it was Aiden Burkhart who was able to take Jay on a very close drag race down the front straightaway, and it was Aiden Burkhart who went on to win this event. Coming down onto the front straightaway, coming out of turn 4, it's going to be a 49-lap event. Who's going to be able to win? These guys have high speeds, high aggression, coming down to the restart zone. Green flag is in the air here at Atlanta for 49 laps. And they're going to be dead even off the line. All 7 cars in each line staying right there, nose to tail. They're going to run that draft train all around this track. We'll see which line will prevail coming out of the corner, but it looks like Aiden Burkhart in that 18 looking. Alex Kraft going to make it 3 wide. That could be aggressive very early on, and Kraft is going to dive all the way down to the inside, taking the race lead away. Almost. No, he takes second position away. Jefferson drops all the way to the back. Now Kraft moves up into the second position, but Blake Maurice now down on the inside in that number 11. Ryan Butcher, Chandler Maurice to follow, but 3 by 3 now early on here at Atlanta. Aiden Burkhart starting to pull away. Blake, as we said, is 10 points back. That's about 2 or 3 spots. If he wins the race, Aiden Burkhart would have to finish 3rd or better to clinch that championship, as long as Jay Jefferson and Kraft don't finish up there. Alex Kraft and Jay Jefferson, you see, they are already to the back of the pack. Alex Kraft is not a very strong oval racer. His one win came at the Watkins Glen earlier this season, but at the ovals he has struggled all the way to the back. This is not a favorable matchup for him, but he will be back in next season's race for winning one of these races. 3 wide further back, 2 and 3 wide, as now it's Aiden and Blake pulling away. Ryan Butcher, Diego Yepes, Jacob Edson, Chandler Maurice, Sebastian Kukulon, Zachary DeLello are in this pack. The interesting thing is no driver has gone to a repeat victory lane this season so far. Your Daytona winner was Jacob Edson in this number 10. The next week was I believe, Blake Maurice in the number 11. The other winners, Aiden Burkhart in the 18, he's won. The 36 of Alex Kraft, he has taken a victory, as well as Sebastian Kukulon in the number 12 last week at Chicagoland. These guys are all just driving, trying to make those moves. And Kalen Nosler was actually the second race winner, and he was the last one, last of the winners this season. So those 6 drivers will return to this series next season, as well as the champion will return. So that'll be Jay Jefferson if he could get up there and battle, though Jay is at the very back. You see that bright red car back about 13th. It's Aiden versus Blake out in front, but you see behind him Diego Yepes. He is an oval race master. He won this race back in season number 2 in the championship, where the championship was held here. Now Diego in that 77 is going to get shuffled out to the outside, but he is a very fast driver here. There you see Jacob Edson, and the interesting thing is Monster Motorsports has dissolved and split apart. Monster Motorsports went with Diego Yepes when Diego said he had enough of driving with Jacob Edson's team. Jacob Edson now has split off to GoDaddy Motorsports, but Diego Yepes announced that this season, this upcoming season, season number 4, may be his last in the NSDCA, so we're looking for that one last championship to go his way for this 77 car. Top 7 right now in a small pack, 7 of 49 through. We are 1/7 of the way done. And the rest of the field you see there, single file, Alex Kraft already starting to drop a bit off the pace. Now Ryan Butcher up into second, Diego Yepes in third. Aiden Burkhart drops back. Right now it would be Blake Maurice, your points champion as they run. But you don't forget, Jacob Edson is tied with Blake. So basically, if Maurice and Edson were to battle for this race, whoever wins that race could win the championship. Diego Yepes is out of it, but Ryan Butcher, he is still 14 points back. The most you could gain in one race is 25 points, so he would have to have a lot of things go his way for him to be the JROC champion. He's right now up in third, doing the best that he can. Blake Maurice pulling away. In the JROC championship point standings, you get no bonus points for leading a lap. It is solely based on your finishing position, so you better finish the race strong. Here comes Zachary DeLello in that 57. He's now on the inside line, making a move forward. In all series of NSDCA competition, including the JROC and RBSTS, Zachary DeLello is the only driver in the field to never have won a race in any of these disciplines. Sebastian Kukulon got his first win back at Chicagoland a few weeks ago in the JROC. Chandler Maurice and Matthew Brown have both won races in the RBSTS. Kalen Nosler has won at Dover twice, and even Alex Kraft got his first career win at Watkins Glen 2 weeks ago. Blake Maurice has pulled away, and it looks like it could be another CRTS showdown between Blake Maurice and Diego Yepes as they start to pull away. Do not count out Sebastian Kukulon. Don't forget Tib Foster is up here. Right now, Jay Jefferson has pulled ahead of Aiden Burkhart. Jay in that 21, he's making the move towards the front in that 21 car, looking to get as high as he can in this battle. He's going to shoot around Zachary DeLello and Jacob Edson. Aiden Burkhart further in the back. Alex Kraft trying to hang on. If Jay can get up there and pass Blake Maurice or just get within striking distance of Blake, maybe even second, should be able to clinch him a championship. But now Sebastian Kukulon moves himself into second. Yepes third. Foster fourth. Jefferson sits in fifth with Jacob Edson sixth. Seventh, Zachary DeLello. Eighth, Ryan Butcher. Ninth, Chandler Maurice. And 10th, Peter Onjak. Then Aiden Burkhart, Kalen Nosler, Carson Bowers, and Alex Kraft. Kraft, of course, as we said, ovals are not his specialty. The JROC you've seen most of this season. He's been struggling in the back of these oval races, and at Atlanta these guys can run it very, very cleanly. They can run 2 or 3 wide. There's a lot of space. Bowers gets a huge run on Aiden Burkhart, so it doesn't look like Kraft. He'll need a miracle pretty much to win this championship, but still an impressive season so far in the JROC for that number 36. Battle for the race lead between Sebastian Kukulon and Blake Maurice. Blake is going to pull out on that outside line. Kukulon is going to tuck back in behind Tib Foster, and that 40 car is starting to put his nose in this front battle. Diego Yepes, Jay Jefferson kind of tucked to the back. The purple and pink cars. You also got the other purple car, Ryan Butcher, sitting back there in that 8th position. Tib Foster, 3 wide going across the line, and Tib is going to be the one looking for the race lead. 14 of 49, so now we are 2/7 of the way through this event. 3 wide coming through the corner. Kukulon's going to use that middle line to his advantage. Give the lead now to Sebastian Kukulon in that number 12 car. Sebastian, he is 11 points outside of the battle, so he is trying to contend and trying to win this championship as well. Pretty much for Sebastian Kukulon, Ryan Butcher, Kalen Nosler even, they have to win this race. They got to get up here, they got to win this race, and they got to hope everyone in front of them sits further back. Jacob Edson, Blake Maurice, Jay Jefferson still all in this front pack, as well as Alex Kraft trying to work his way up through, and Aiden Burkhart has fallen to the back, so this might be Aiden's loss of a championship as well. There you see Edson now making the move to the inside of Blake Maurice. Ryan Butcher in the 01 looking for a move there, but Sebastian Kukulon looking to go 2 in a row. First driver in the JROC to win 2 in a row if he could pull it off, as all 6 races this season have had 6 different winners. Tib Foster in the 40, Diego Yepes in the 77. Now Ryan Butcher's trying to put himself up into this front battle. Blake Maurice dropping to the back. Jay Jefferson jumps on him. So right now as they run, I believe up front the points gap is a lot bigger between 1st through 5th than it is from 5th all the way back to 14th. So right now Jay Jefferson, Blake Maurice could be out of the points championship. It could be down to either Jacob Edson and Sebastian Kukulon. It's going to be hard to calculate the points as this goes live, so we will make sure to have that at the end of the race for the viewing audience. Jay Jefferson and Blake Maurice battling for this spot. Now with the point standings, we do know that Aiden Burkhart, Jay Jefferson, and Alex Kraft just have to beat each other if they finish in the top half. I know the top half has a bigger points gap, so that would mean those 3 drivers, whoever could finish highest out of those 3, should be the champion, if everyone else, of course, finishes behind them. Blake Maurice has to gain about 2 or 3 spots on Jay Jefferson. And again, Kukulon, Butcher, and Nosler, you could pretty much write them off. 11 points is still a long gap for Sebi. If he can win this race, though, that could be a big gain in that. We'll go to the helicopter view so you could see the distance between that top 5. Everyone mostly running single file. Then it's back in 5th between Jay Jefferson and Ryan Butcher. Everyone running just slightly different lines. The draft is big here. These cars are aerodynamic dependent. It's good to get the momentum. You can run almost flat out around Atlanta in these cars with all the downforce that they have. And that's why you're seeing some speeds topping 190, heading to 198 into the corners. Tib Foster tries a look on Kukulon. These guys going to stand nose to tail, but Tib Foster looking to win that race. He is your MDCS defending champion, moving up to the CRTS this season. But the driver of the number 40 is looking for that first JROC win. Edson and Yepes now set 3rd and 4th. Jay Jefferson up in 5th. Blake Murray 6th. Kalen Nosler 7th. Ryan Butcher 8th, and 9th is Peter Onjak, and 10th Carson Bowers. In 11th, Zachary DeLello. 12th, Aiden Burkhart. 13th, Chandler Maurice, and 14th, Alex Kraft. That means Alex Kraft, if he can not get into this top 10, top 5 even, he is not winning this championship. So that is one less driver that these guys will have to worry about, as he has not been able to gain any spots since he fell back to 14th about 11 laps ago. 21 of 49, 3 of 7. 3/7 of the race, I should say, completed. So we're flying through this pretty quickly with these fast cars. It is Sebastian Kukulon out in front in the number 12. Now Diego Yepes, we're going to go on board with the number 77 on the roof of this number 77 as he's chasing down Tib Foster. You see him giving him the push into the corner to catch Sebastian Kukulon. Now Yepes is going to take another outside line as they go through the corner, and Jacob Edson dives to the inside of him. Coming down the back straightaway, Edson looking for the 2nd position, and he's going to have to tuck right in between them. And now it looks like another car to Yepes' inside. That's Jay Jefferson in the 21. Out the back bumper of Jefferson as he moves around Yepes. You see Kalen Nosler in that 17 right there. Ryan Butcher as well. Blake Maurice has now fallen to the 9th position as these guys are all starting to fight back up front. Moving back up. This is not what Sebastian Kukulon wants to see, because Jay Jefferson is pushing his way towards the front, and Jefferson is the big, strong championship contender right now. Aiden Burkhart, Alex Kraft, both outside the top 10. Jefferson inside the top 5. That is everything that he needs. The champion, or the driver who was the runner-up to the first ever champion in the series, Peter Onjak, by just a solid few points. 3 points, I believe, was the championship gap. But right now, 3 wide further behind Butcher, Nosler, and Edson. But Jay Jefferson in this 21 doing everything he can to try to win that first coveted NSDCA championship. Of course, the JROC counting as a different stats series altogether. Still, it would be great to get a championship in this universe. Jefferson now on that outside line as Yepes pulls back around him. Yepes going to look on Tib Foster. Now, as you see, we're going to go to a further out camera. Sebastian Kukulon pulling away, and there's that big pack of 12 cars as Alex Kraft is the 36, that yellow and orange car further back, who is starting to drop off. So Kukulon pulling away, Kraft starting to fall back, and 12 cars in the middle right here, just jostling for position all the way around this 1.5 miles oval. We are past halfway, so halfway to go in this race. Everyone stayed clean for right now. We've seen some 2 and 3 wide racing. Nosler, Butcher, and Yepes going back 3 wide as Jefferson's going to take that 2nd position. A points gap should pop up on the screen right now so you can see what the championship points are looking like. But Jay Jefferson now into that 2nd position, and you see all 12 cars rushing down, all 14 cars, I should say, rushing down into turn number 3, and it's Jay Jefferson in that 21 right now leading the 2nd pack as Sebastian Kukulon pulls out his one-man pack out in front. Tib Foster in that 40 car, he's going to look back down to the inside on Jay Jefferson right there, and there goes Foster looking, trying to pull on around. And you see, I believe, back there, Ryan Butcher as well in that 01. He's going to pull up to the inside. So Tib Foster trying to pull away in that number 40 on the inside line. Now Butcher works to the inside of Jefferson. Who else will it? Probably Diego Yepes. But no, they've kind of spread out, and you see another wide angle shot of the 14 cars. Kukulon continuing to keep that longer lead as the rest of the pack is kind of formed back up. Alex Kraft trying to roll himself back into this battle for a championship. Aiden Burkhart back here battling for that 12th position. You see Zachary DeLello in that 57. Alex Kraft kind of just hanging on and bleeding out the gap to the leader as it continues to gain over those two. Kalen Nosler, Jacob Edson, Blake Maurice back in this battle. That is not what Jay wanted to see. Blake is in this battle. He is 8 points behind Jay. Blake is, but this 11 team could just go up there and win the race. You see Chandler Maurice, Blake's little brother, in that 00 further back. Chandler could even mess up with Jay and give Blake that race championship if he so chose to. Blake Maurice in that number 11 in this series. He has the 1 win, and of course was your Season 1 Crown Royal Truck Series champion as we're coming around 20 laps to go here at Atlanta. Kalen Nosler in the 17, looking now down to the inside of Tip Foster. You got Ryan Butcher in the 01. He's going to be right on the back bumper of that 17. And Sebastian Kukulon, where has he gone? He's not even on the screen anymore. There's the 13-car pack as they're all still fighting. And Sebastian Kukulon has just launched away. 1.5 second lead. You see the gap between them as they keep battling for second, third, and on back. Sebastian Kukulon has the speed in that 12 car to pull away, and he's doing a very good job at it right now. Chandler Maurice in that 00, he won the battle between the two RBSTS drivers. He had a better average finish, a 7.0 average finish compared to Matthew Brown's 8.33. He also has 5 more points, 1 more top 5 and 1 more top 10. So the 00 Chandler Maurice was a better pick for this ride than Matthew Brown was. And Ryan Butcher, a little upset by that, but he knows what's going on. So Ryan back here, of course, is the owner of Matthew Brown in the MDCS. Butcher looking to finally make a championship run this season. After 3 seasons, he's come up close in Season 1. Season 2 and Season 3 weren't as good for him, but he's still looking at the bigger picture. Not able to win the championship right now in this series, but still, he has his eyes set on Season 4. 3 wide once again. This pack is getting really aggressive. These guys are getting more into it like a Daytona shuffle type move. Here instead, you see Jay Jefferson on the very outside. He's actually going to use some of that momentum, trying to anyway. We're going to go to the helicopter view of this so you can see where all the cars, the gaps closing and gaining close between the 10 of Jacob Edson and Diego Yepes right there. But a lot of drivers, on that middle line, Yepes almost into the back of Tib Foster, I believe that was. And that could have been major for Jay Jefferson, Aiden Burkhart. That could have handed the championship to Blake at that point. You see Blake in this number 11. He's pulling back on up. Peter Onchak, we haven't talked about him this entire race except mentioning him with Jay Jefferson in that Season 1 title battle. Right now, Peter up in the 4th position. He cannot win the championship, the JROC championship at this point, but he still wants to have fun in this final race. He's up here in the 4th position, battling with one of the greats, Blake Maurice. 2 of the greats right here. Actually, honestly, this entire field is some of the greats of the NSDCA, but some just more great than others. Of course, a few are champions, a few have never won in the NSDCA, and a few are trying to get their careers started, like Chandler Maurice down on the outside of Kalen Nosler. This 00 up in 3rd. Everyone thought that the RBSTS drivers would probably be one of the worst of the season, but they are still outrunning 3 of the past series champions. Peter Onjak, Carson Bowers, Tib Foster, all 3 MDCS championships being all 3 MDCS champions are being outrun by Chandler Maurice in the point standings with help from Matthew Brown. So the RBSTS guys looking like they could be big threats coming up into the MDCS and CRTS next season. Blake Maurice now, it looks like he's going to get that nice little gap pass on Chandler as Blake is trying. Do not forget, Sebastian Kukulon is 11 points back. It is, I believe, a 7-point gap from 1st to 2nd, and Blake Maurice is back in 3rd. This could mean if Blake can fall back, Sebastian Kukulon could be a very, very surprise champion in this race. Kalen Nosler also up here is a big surprise, but we'll have to see how this unfolds. We have 12 to go next time by. It depends on what drivers finish behind Sebastian Kukulon in like 2nd through 4th. If any of the championship contenders cannot finish inside the top 4 other than Kukulon, and Kukulon ends up winning this race, which it looks like he could easily do, that could mean that could mean he will be an easy champion. Blake Maurice now clearing to second. He's going to really pull in Sebastian Kukulon, so Sebi better start sweating in that automobile because he has one of the greats chasing him down. You have Ryan Butcher back in third, Chandler Maurice up to fourth, Nosler fifth, DeLello sixth. You see, Blake Maurice is in second, Kukulon first, but the next championship contender, Jay Jefferson, is back in 8th, and behind that, you got Aiden Burkhart 12th, Alex Kraft 13th, and Edson 14th. So really, it looks like Blake Maurice might be the only one to dethrone Sebastian Kukulon in this race and take that championship away. Do not count out Jay Jefferson, though. However, Blake is only 1 point behind, 1 point ahead of Sebastian Kukulon. So if they finished like this, Kukulon would win the championship. Blake has to beat Kukulon for the championship title as they run right now. 9 laps to go next time by. You see Jay Jefferson, he's really struggling back there. It looks like Peter might have put a little brake on to let Jay get back in line. See Tib right there as well, Chandler Maurice. But Blake is catching Sebastian Kukulon in a hurry. This could be the championship of the JROC decided in the next few laps by what happens between Kukulon and Blake Maurice. Ryan Butcher, Chandler Maurice, and Zachary DeLello, they are the rest of that top 5. They are still in this battle, so that'll be interesting to see. But Blake has been catching and just catching Seb, and now he has the draft. He's going to carry a huge amount of momentum off of the corner. Here comes Blake Maurice. Ryan Butcher, can he get up there and mess with this championship hunt? Blake looking all the way to the inside. Kukulon's going to throw the block on him. Ryan Butcher is going to have some momentum, but Blake's going to carry it off of the corner. Now down to the inside of Sebastian Kukulon. What a run by the 11 car. He's going to look to the inside, and now he's battling for the race lead. The championship could be decided on who is able to win out of these two. Kukulon using the outside line. Ryan Butcher in that 01. He's going to look to the outside. That's the battle for second now. Kukulon might be able to clear him, but Butcher wants to get in this battle and mess with these guys. And Butcher's going to use that outside line to his advantage. This could be off the corner. This gives Kukulon some more breathing room. Butcher's going to take second from Blake Maurice. Maybe he'll take second, but they are battling still. And now can Butcher hold on that outside line even more? No, Blake carries a huge amount of momentum through the corner. Up the track. What a run by the 11. Now he's going to look to the outside of Kukulon. Back to the inside, diving across him, and into the corner. Blake goes once again on the inside of Kukulon. And again, whoever can hold on coming out of the corner on the final lap will be the champion between these two. Jay Jefferson sitting, waiting in the wings. He might be able to take it if he can get close enough to these two. But right now, Kukulon versus Maurice. Maurice on the inside, Kukulon on the outside. Chandler is there. He's going to push Blake. Butcher is there. He's going to push Kukulon. And now it's a 2-car battle, or it's a 4-car battle for this race lead. And Chandler is going to help him win it. Blake gets pushed to the race lead by younger brother Chandler. Zachary DeLello falls back. Sebastian Kukulon in third. Now, this is the battle for the championship. Chandler will defend for Blake. But can Blake go 2 championships in a row? He pulls away by a long shot. One of the best in the field at the time, carrying the momentum. Now Chandler's going to get the push from Kukulon. Chandler might want to go win this race instead. And he's going to have the help of Kukulon to do it. Chandler dives to the inside, and that's going to be possibly the race lead by that right there. And again, if Kukulon can just finish 1 position ahead of Blake Maurice, he can beat him in the standings. There it is. Chandler out in front. Blake in second. Kukulon in third. Jay Jefferson, do not forget, he has a bit more of a buffer compared to the rest of them. He's sitting back here in that 6th position. He could get up there and challenge. Zachary DeLello in the 57. Don't forget, he's never won a race. Kukulon now looking back to the inside on Blake Maurice. And this is the championship battle everyone has wanted. Blake goes down. Now Kukulon gets a shove from DeLello, but he lost a lot of time there. Blake on that outside line. 3 to go. Chandler's up in front. Blake and Kukulon second and third. Now Jay Jefferson's going to get sucked back into the pack by Nosler and Yepes. Edson, Aiden Burkhart, Alex Kraft, they are out of the question. Kukulon is going to have to try once again at Blake to try to win this race. Some more momentum down there. And you know the draft is big. Kukulon just runs this corner a little slower and definitely lower, and he's screwing up a lot. Kukulon just does not have the experience running up in front like Blake does. Blake right now second, 2 to go. Can he hold on? Kukulon has disappeared from that shot. And now Blake going to be a little slower through that corner, but Kukulon's still way slower than him. Sebi might have used all his equipment too early. Don't forget Jay Jefferson back there. Jefferson has an 8-point gap. If he can finish just with inside this front group, just inside second or third. Jefferson will be able to win the championship, but Blake Maurice off of the corner in the number 11 down the front straightaway for the final time. Chandler is up in front. It's a Blake and Chandler show. The Maurice brothers out in front, and now Sebastian Kukulon has been taken out by Kalen Nosler, an ex-teammate. Jay Jefferson drops back. Blake now down on the inside line. And coming into the corner, it's going to be side-by-side for the race lead. This pass, no matter what, could seal a championship. He's going to win the second race of the season in the JROC, and it's going to be Blake Maurice coming home to take the championship at Atlanta. And Blake holds on. Chandler had to give it up at the end, but a Maurice brothers won 2. Back in third, Ryan Butcher. Fourth, Kalen Nosler. But you can kind of say Kukulon used a lot of his equipment way too early. All those laps led, and it cost him on his tires. Jay Jefferson just did not have it at the end. The traffic was not helping him. Kalen Nosler, Diego Yepes, Zachary DeLello, Ryan Butcher. They were really driving hard to get up there and around some of these championship contenders. But Sebastian Kukulon, if it ended just 10 laps earlier, he would have tasted a championship. But again, it is one of the most liked or most hated drivers. Blake Maurice, very consistent. But that will be a JROC championship to the number 11 of Blake Maurice. Thank you guys for watching this entire season here at the in the JROC and ending here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We will see you guys in the regular season 4 for the RBSTS at Homestead and the MDCS and CRTS at Daytona. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys at those.